I'm Vijay Adapala. I'm the EVP of Global Supply Partnerships at Doceree. And Doceree is headquartered in New Jersey, Parsippany, New Jersey. And Doceree is a leader in global healthcare marketing technology. And essentially, the healthcare marketing ecosystem is really complex.
Right.
And what we're able to do with our solution is ensure that we're able to connect the different pieces of this complex ecosystem using our patented technology and AI and machine learning. We are able to connect directly with different platforms. We have over 500 platforms on the point of care side and digital endemic platforms. And we reach over 2 million HCPs globally. We're in 4+ continents and 25 countries where we operate. So good global scale. And reach.
And so you mentioned 2 million HCPs, healthcare providers, right?
Healthcare professionals.
Got you. And when we talk about healthcare marketing, for clarity, like what does that entail?
So for us, essentially, it is ensuring that we can provide a highly relevant and personalized and actionable messages in real time to the providers within their point of care workflows. And as you know, like for healthcare professionals, they are already inundated with information and they're overburdened. What we are trying to ensure is how can we make their lives a little better by providing these messages in real time to them? And it's all clinically triggered messages that they can action on. So for example, like a big challenge is, for example, let's just take copay, right? Coupons and financial assistance programs. Around 8 billion worth of financial assistance programs and coupons goes unclaimed in the US each year.
8 billion.
Right.
Yeah, right.
So and because of that, it's affecting like adherence rates for drugs, right? So clearly, if there's a way for us to introduce these programs in a programmatic fashion to the physicians, they can then educate the patients about these programs and improve the drug adherence rates. Similarly, like for clinical trials, 80% of the clinical trials do not meet the eligibility requirements or in a timely fashion, right? Again, like the physician is not going to be able to remember all these aspects saying, is this the right patient who will be eligible for this particular clinical trial? But we are able to basically solve for that with our solution and ensure that we can provide the right kind of clinical trial messaging to the physician so that they can say, hey, you know what, I think you're going to be eligible for this. Let me make sure you get enrolled in this program right away.
So does that involve, say, you'd have to have an understanding then of the patient and the data they've got, but then also an understanding of the landscape and what's available, and then it's about curating and tailoring an effective message to have that resonance and cut through, right?
Absolutely. The core of it is our AI engine that essentially, as soon as a patient's chart is pulled up by the physician, there are hundreds of data points that are fed into that engine, right, in real time. And then we analyze all the data and we're able to say, all right, based on the physician's specialty, if it's an oncologist, I can say, all right, for an oncologist seeing a metastatic breast cancer patient, what is the right kind of coupon we need to surface for, let's say, a drug like Verzenio, which costs tens of thousands of dollars? We can bring it down to hundreds of dollars, right, by giving them the right coupon. So in real time, we match the NDC code with all the different coupons available, and then we can surface that all within the electronic prescription module.
And so the real beneficiary or the person that benefits the most from that, I imagine, would be, I guess there's a few stakeholders that benefit there in terms of the patient obviously being able to access better care, hopefully, but I imagine from the clinician side of things, being able to have clarity of the service offering are available, and also hopefully to have some good retention and engagement with patients as well. Am I on the right track here?
Oh yeah, for them, ultimately that provider-patient engagement is so important. And they have a score as well that shows how good that engagement is, right? So they want to improve that score ultimately. So for us, it's how do we make it presented in a way where it's all within their workflows, where they don't need to go to another system now to get this information and surface it to the patient, right? As long as it's in real time where we can surface this data to them and it's actionable ultimately, right? Then I think it's a huge benefit for them, improves patient outcomes ultimately. It can be proactive disease management, drug adherence, like I said, and timely treatments, right? I think that's the crux of it.
And so, here at HIMSS, it feels like the consistent themes have definitely been around interoperability and artificial intelligence and Gen AI and stuff. Yeah. Coming into the event, like what are some of your key priorities at the moment, and how that's kind of landed, seeing what you're working on and how that's resonating with the rest of the ecosystem?
Yeah, coming into it, we, it's an amazing conference, right? Like connecting with all the top partners here from electronic health record kind of platforms, electronic prescription, telehealth platforms, any platform that a physician touches in a given day, that's the kind of platform that we want to partner with and work with. So I think it's been great to connect with them and have great meetings. I think in terms of the technology innovation, I think on the Gen AI side, it's been transformative, right, obviously. And I think we're at this interesting inflection point, I feel like, when it comes to healthcare and healthcare technology. I hate to use the word disrupt, but I think this one is definitely, it's going to be very interesting, right, across the board. We're investing heavily in it too, all the way from like back office stuff to our core engine itself in terms of targeting the right messages. I think it's going to have its impact across the board. And even for platforms, we're looking at potentially having like some kind of a co-pilot experience where today our integration teams help with some of the back and forth with the technical pieces.
Yeah.
But we would love to have like a co-pilot experience where the platforms can easily integrate and go live in a matter of hours.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, right. Got you. And, where does this all lead to? Like thinking ahead, there's an exciting buzz in terms of the future of healthcare. A lot of challenges to be solved, though, and the macro environment, a lot of headwinds. Is that the right one? Yeah, there's the challenges that we might face, but there's these huge opportunities for technology to play a role. Where are you putting your sights into the coming months and years to kind of address some of these?
For us, we launched Spark. We'll continue to innovate on the Spark kind of initiatives and messages we can push to HCPs, especially in the patient affordability side of things. We're doing some really cool things in terms of providing better transparency to the end patient in terms of the value that they get with these coupons. So there's some continued innovation in that space. Clinical trials, as you know, it's a huge area for us, and I think that's going to be a space where we continue to invest as well. Global expansion. I think we're already in 25 plus countries, but Australian market is one where we're talking to a lot of endemic publishers, like the digital endemic publishers as well. Right. Because we want to be able to reach the physicians not only when they're using the point of care platforms, but also later on when they're reading a medical journal or a medical news site, right? Like reach them throughout the day at any point and serve the right relevant messaging. So global expansion is extremely important, especially given that in markets outside of US and New Zealand, you really can't serve as to consumers directly, right? Like in most of these markets, especially when it comes to...
New Zealand, New Zealand. I didn't know that.
Yeah, New Zealand is a market where it's allowed.
I feel like I should have known that.
Yeah, so outside of that, nowhere else can you serve a pharmaceutical ad to a consumer. So I think the HCP side becomes even more important to ensure that we can serve those types of marketing material and educate them so that they can go on and educate patients.
Amazing.